going on? How's everyone doing?
Shout out to Colin. Everybody else who's cool with Colin.
Chunky! I didn't say.
Get your popcorn and your Coca-Cola and relax.
Anyway, tell Colin I'm ready.
What's going on? This is Colin. How's everybody doing? I hope you guys are having a great day so far. Happy Wednesday. Happy hump day. How's everybody doing? All right. I have got a intense Judge Middleton clip. Not intense. Man, words are hard. I just started. I haven't even been live 1 minute and I mispronounced the word. All right. Tonight's going to be a great stream. Okay. This happened this morning. It was rough. It's kind of rough to watch. For those that have seen it, you know why, but we're going to watch it. We're going to put together our own opinions, come to our own conclusion. And yeah, let's go from there. All right. Before I hit that play button, you know what to do. Hit the like and subscribe. Do your jump kick backflips. Let's go.
There's 24261 ST. Mr. Smith was charged with failing to stop at the scene of a personal injury accident and driving suspended. I believe the matter was on the jury docket. Anyway, it was resolved with the plea.
Your Honor, I don't think you're out recording the red lights.
Oh, you're right. Thank you, DJ. Michelle's not here to look out for me. You're supposed to tell me my red light's not on. She'd be like, I'll start again. This is file number 24261 ST, People versus Edwin Otto Smith. Mr. Smith was charged with an incident that occurred on January 17th of 2024 in the city of Three Rivers, leaving the scene of a personal injury accident and driving suspended. The matter was on the jury docket. We had a pretrial. There were a number of other issues. The defendant pled to failing to stop at the scene of a personal injury accident.
Man, Biggin with the raid 2 nights in a row. Thank you so much, Biggin. I appreciate it, bud. And we just got started, so I don't really have to say anything to the Raiders to catch you up, except for this is Judge Middleton. He's got a great ponytail. He is in Michigan. That's all I got. Thank you so much, Biggin, and welcome to all the Raiders. I appreciate it. Let's go.
The matter was set for set for sentencing this morning. Mr. James McGill was here on behalf of the prosecution at that time. He's not here today. I'm not sure why not. He's being paid handsomely for a contract with the prosecutor's office, but he isn't here. No one else is here except the victim witness staff, bless their hearts. Mr. Luke Knopfinger is here with his client, and the complaining witness, Kimberly Van, is also present. She's represented in a separate matter by attorney Timothy Reed, who is also present. This, right from the start, was a difficult case. And it was resolved.
Oh, I read him. And then he wasn't happy because I wasn't responding to him. And then he came to Discord and started trying to get my attention in a thread that isn't even one to try to talk to people in. So, yeah, he's having a ball with the Judge Fletcher soft set. He really is. You know, he can have fun with it. We all had fun with it. He just, someone says right and he understands left. I don't understand it.
With this plea. Good morning, Mr. Knopfinger.
Morning.
What would you like me to know?
Just a couple things. I have a couple things to say, and they may appear to be disjointed, Judge. And I speak from my perspective too. And my client wants to address the court. We were aware right from the jump that there was a civil case this, the facts, not just alleged, but admitted to at the last hearing occurred in mid-January. Case sort of just picked up as most cases do. Right from the jump, we knew there was a civil case.
Yeah, BSBT is broken system, broken trust. He is a First Amendment auditor slash frauditor. He dabbles in the subsidiary, and he currently has a warrant for him for his arrest for no showing to a jury trial in front of Judge Shackelford. That's who broken system, broken trust is. He decided to take a small case to a jury trial and then didn't show up to it for his jury trial. You know, just to tell you a little bit about his character. And now that I'm Beetlejuicing him, he'll probably show up in the side chat here shortly.
The background. And so my advice to my client is, well, you know, with the civil case, there can be potential civil liability. We then became aware that that was resolved. So we took the plea agreement as it was. Client made an admission to that. A couple things, Judge, that I would ask the court to consider, and I would inquire whether or not the court received the medical records.
I did. I'm not a doctor or a nurse, but I did review them this morning when I first saw them.
Okay. Well, they were, I sort of licked my lips and sort of it, in terms of litigating what was or what wasn't. I'm no doctor either, but I have to say it was sort of one of those issues where sort of want to litigate those medical records. But I will say that what injury was or wasn't sustained, I don't think is as.
Wait a second. Hello Kitty, that's Mrs. Biggin. Isn't Hello Kitty Mrs. Biggin? Am I right on that? Somebody please respond. Because I think it is. I don't want to confirm it because I might be wrong, but I think it is. Yeah. Mrs. Biggin, thank you so much for hanging out with us. This is awesome. I appreciate it. I saw the name and it just started going through my head. It's like, why do I know that name? I know that name. Welcome, Mrs. Biggin. So glad to have you here joining us. That's awesome.
Important is maybe I thought it was. Sometimes I just want to litigate issues. I'll be honest. It's clear to me that Miss Van suffered some pretty significant injuries, and having spoken to her attorney, it's turned her life upside down. She lost her job, and I think it's changed her life. With that too, it also has affected Mr. Smith. He didn't want this to happen. He made several terrible mistakes that night. And so he didn't want this to happen either. He did enter a guilty plea. He did not enter a no contest plea. And I think that's something I'd ask the court to consider. I do want to ask the court to consider how it has affected my client. And I don't want to discount how it has affected Miss Van either. Happy there was a settlement. Happy that was resolved. And I'm happy that this case has come to resolution too. So I'd ask the court to consider all of that. And then my client does wish to address the court. Thank you.
That's the same name, isn't it? Cheshire Cat. Did I miss something? Did you spell it differently? I don't know. I don't know. All right, anyways, Heather, 11 months. You were the very first member. We are so close for being monetized for 12 months. This is awesome. This is awesome. We're going to have a party. We're going to have a party on my anniversary. Well, technically, my 1 year anniversary was like 3 months ago, but because of the 3-month suspension from YouTube, you know, we got to push the 12 months of being monetized. Yeah, you guys know what's going on. Anyways, Heather, that's awesome.
All right, Mr. Smith, what would you like to tell me?
I'd just like to apologize to Miss Van for the whole deal. Truly sorry.
Just a
Never
minute.
happened.
Just a minute. I heard a big fuck you. So if you would like to either stay back here or go outside, I can accommodate that. I expect you to be respectful in here. And if I hear it again, you're going to be found in contempt and you're going to go into custody. Do you understand? Do you understand? All right. We're not sitting around the kitchen table. We're at a court proceeding. And I know you were struck by a car and you have very strong feelings about it. But I don't want you disrespecting me. I'm in here trying to do the best job I can. Go ahead.
I would just like to apologize for all of it.
All right, this is the last time I'm going to pause it for a few minutes because I do actually want to get this case on. Supercalifragilis and expialidocious cat. I got that one. I've seen Mary Poppins. I got that.
Truly never meant for it to happen. Sorry for any grief I've caused her family or her.
Miss Van, if you think you can keep it together, do you want to speak to me? Please come forward. You can have a seat right here. You might be more comfortable.
Sorry for cussing, but I do not believe that his apology.
Say that again.
I don't believe in his apology.
Well, I guess you don't have to, but he did state it. We got a Led Zeppelin fan and a police fan here, rock and roll morning. What would you like me to know?
I have a statement, but I'm also requesting things. I'm not saying that they can be possible, but I'm also requesting some things to be done.
All right, well, let me hear your statement and what you want me to know.
Yeah, I'll walk through the basics of the case. You're going to hear them a little bit, but they're not going to walk through all the facts because this is the sentencing. But he was driving a car and struck this woman. So he hit her. Now, he claims that she walked out in front of his car, that she did it intentionally. Now, she was injured pretty badly, had to have surgery, and because she wasn't working for an extended period of time, she lost her job. Now, those are all her claims. She didn't bring any, medical records. She didn't have to. So she doesn't have to prove her case. Now, she is suing him civilly for this, which she will have to document all of that. But that is what's going on. He hit her, and she thinks he did it on purpose also. Now, she keeps saying that he was drunk. I don't know if he was charged with a DUI. I don't think alcohol had anything to do with the case. I think his charge was just injury to a body or injury to a person, and then he fled the scene. I think that's what he was charged with. I don't want to rewind it to go back and hear all what he was actually charged with, but there's the rundown of what I know, the facts of the case.
Hi, my name is Kimberly Van. I was a pedestrian versus car. I sustained 2 fractured bones below the right knee, a ripped soleus muscle. My C5, C6 disc was collapsed and had to be fused. And I had a herniated disc in my lower back and the never-ending fear of getting hit. So when Edwin stated that I walked into his car, it was far from the truth. Edwin has trouble telling the truth. I believe from his past record and his present record, he refuses to obey the law. He still continues to drink alcohol and drive on a suspended license. He cares about no one but himself. He hit me with his car and left me. He talked his girlfriend into filing a false police report so he wouldn't go to jail. I am asking the court to hold him at the max jail time that is possible for this. I'm also asking for probation time and alcohol monitoring if allowed. I also believe this shouldn't be offered work release. He should go to jail and lose everything like I have, my job and all.
Well, I'll let you finish and then I've got some questions.
When Edwin hit me, I was a sole income from my home. I have 4 children and a disabled husband. I have now been fired from American Axle because I was unable to return to work after surgery. I have lost my medical insurance and this is still affecting me to this day. I still have pain in my knees and my legs and my neck. Please do not be lenient when you go to sentence him today.
Now, the first I was aware that you had lost your job was when Mr. Knopfinger said it. I was not aware that you'd lost your job at American Axle. Tell me about that.
So they wanted me to return to work back July 25th. And I was unable to return to work because I had to have my neck fused. So I was fired August 17th.
All right, I wasn't aware of that.
All right. I've got a lot of questions. I'm under the understanding that you can't fire someone for a medical reason. Like if they can't return to work for especially physical, she had surgery on her neck. You can't fire someone for that, can you? I mean, technically, yes, you can fire someone for anything. It's, most states are, free to work states or what? I don't remember the term off the top of my head, but you open it up for a potential lawsuit. So some of the things that she says, I think there's a lot more to it. And I don't want to say I don't believe her. She's the victim here. And I'm not going to say I don't believe her, but I just feel like she's leaving out a ton of information. Like there's more to that story. I don't think she was fired because she couldn't go back to work. I'm thinking that maybe she didn't turn on a piece of paper on time or something like that. I'm not saying she didn't have her surgery. I'm just saying like it doesn't add up that you just lose your job, especially if they know you had surgery. Like that doesn't make sense in my head, especially American Axle. I feel like that's one of the biggest employers in that area. Half the people that are in court say they work there. Okay, off my soapbox. I don't know. I'm not saying that she's lying. I'm just saying it doesn't make sense to me that she would get fired after having surgery because she couldn't go back to work on time. That doesn't make sense to me. Anyways, let's go.
Now, I'm no doctor. All right, well, what else did you want included?
What do you mean?
You said there were some other things you would request that.
I'm requesting that if there is possible for probation time after jail, I'm requesting that. I'm requesting alcohol monitoring if it's allowed. I'm requesting that he doesn't have work release. He shouldn't have these extra things that I wasn't allowed to have.
I can't do both. I can't give him the maximum jail sentence and probation. There's nothing else I can do to him after that.
I'm so confused because I talked to the prosecutor and yet today we don't have a prosecutor to stand here with me with what he has said at the last trial.
Well,
because he's the one that brought up that he could possibly get probation after jail time and we could possibly ask for alcohol monitoring because this is how this situation became.
All right.
Diabetic, he doesn't drink.
Stop. You'll be in the same boat. All right. Let's back up. This was authorized.
Yeah, you guys understand a lot more than I do then. From everything that you guys were saying, like you're just like, it happens. Yeah, it just sounds wrong to me. Like that doesn't sound right. I mean, she had to have neck surgery. And I don't know American Axle, I can assume what they do. What Judge Middleton has said a lot about is it's really hard work, but they pay well. So if she's not physically able to do the job, I still don't. Okay, I'm going to stop talking because I've already put my foot in my mouth. I'm talking about something I don't understand. You guys all just told me that, it happens, whatever. Anyways, Jedi, let's move on to something, happy. Jedi, thank you so much for the 5 gifted memberships. I appreciate it, Jedi. It's good to see you. It's good that you're here. Yeah, she knows what I'm poking fun at her. All right. Okay, I got to calm down because this case does get me a little frustrated. So let's get through it, though.
By Chief Assistant Prosecuting Attorney Joshua Robert. He charged it as leaving the scene of a personal injury accident and driving suspended. I have a long-standing frustration in personal injury accident cases where I don't know if they have all the information they need at the time of the charging. It is a felony to leave the scene of a serious personal injury accident when you have a suspended driver's license, punishable by up to 5 years imprisonment. So he wasn't charged with that, but he doesn't have a suspended driver's license.
It was revoked. He's got a revoked
He
suspended
has
driver's license.
no license.
It was taken away because of 2 DUIs and hitting a structure before me.
Well, you're aware of that. I'm aware of it because I was here in 1997 and 1999. He had 2 drunk drivings and another charge, fleeing and eluding. But they were almost 30 years ago. So his driving record doesn't even show it. His driving record shows he has no license. It does not show that he's suspended or revoked. And so it was charged as that, but I looked carefully at his driver's license. There's actually nothing on it. That stuff is so old, it doesn't show up on his driver's license. So what the SOS shows is he has no license, which is different than suspended or revoked. All right, there's also an offense for leaving the scene of a serious personal injury accident, which is also a 5-year felony. And I guess no one bothered to find out what the extent of your injuries were. I've had 6, 7 cases like this. And I don't know where the blame lies. I think sometimes the prosecutors don't know what they don't know. I don't have what he had back on February 7th or whenever this was authorized. But I believe what you have is a serious injury. So I want to
Metal
shout
plates
this.
in my neck for the rest of my life.
Yeah, well, it certainly qualifies. Driving suspended with a personal injury accident, serious personal injury accident, is a felony. We got thousands of people driving around with a suspended driver's license. He arguably, his defense is it wasn't suspended, it was just not existent. But
Either way, he didn't have a driver's license. He shouldn't have been behind the wheel.
I don't disagree at all. So then he left the scene. A serious personal injury is a loss of limb or loss of a foot, loss of limb or loss of use of a limb, loss of hand, foot, loss of eye, ear.
I've lost,
Stop. Substantial impairment of a bodily function. You certainly have that.
I've lost motion in my neck because my neck had to be fused.
Yes. So this certainly.
All right, this is when I start getting frustrated with her, and I try to hold my tongue, but this isn't a conversation. Judge Middleton already called her out. This isn't the kitchen table. You don't just talk willy-nilly. Like, stop talking. Stop talking. This, you don't have free reign over the courtroom. And I understand she's the victim, but she has to stop.
Qualifies as a serious person.
She ran into the building.
Stop. So this qualifies under what standard we use. You have enough medical evidence to establish substantial impairment of a bodily function. But do you believe he ran over you on purpose?
I believe he ran over me on purpose because he was drinking.
There's absolutely no evidence.
He
of that.
tested positive for alcohol still 3.5 hours after the accident when he blew in a breathalyzer test.
I'm not aware of that. Can you?
You can call.
Stop.
Officer Fuller done a breathalyzer test when they finally decided to quit hiding from the
Alright.
sheriffs.
All right. What do you know about that? I was not aware of any blood alcohol.
Nothing that isn't beyond or
He
Police
blew a
report.
0.03 is what he blew 3.5 hours later after hitting me.
How do you know that?
Officer Fuller? He was the investigating officer on the case. He said he couldn't prove that he was drinking and driving because he wasn't able to see him at the scene of the accident, but he was still testing positive for alcohol. He admitted in
All right,
the,
well, so let me back up a little bit. So you believe he hit you on purpose?
because he was drinking, yes.
So he said, oh, I think I'll run over this lady.
No, I don't think he sat there and said, hey, I'm mad at Kim, let's run her over, but I believe he intentionally hit me because he decided to drink that day.
All right, that is a legal distinction. I don't believe.
That doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. Now, you can argue that he didn't have complete control of his car, therefore he hit you, but that doesn't create intent. I don't know where she's coming with this intent. I think she's trying to pad her civil case right now. She's trying to say he did it on purpose. Maybe that's going to help her civilly. I don't know. But I don't think it's helping her at all. I don't think her talking this much is helping her at all. Purple Dragon Shield. Thank you. I'm going to tell you this. I remember your name's Karen, first of all. I don't know how I remember that, but I remember that. And thank you so much for changing your name. Thank you. Because I had a hard time, and you know this. I had a very hard time saying your last name out loud. Even though it was your name and you didn't care, it was still really difficult to say. So I thank you so much for changing your name. And welcome to the family. Thank you so much for that as well. Okay, let's go.
He hit you on purpose. I believe this is an accident.
And I wasn't drinking that day.
All right, well, there's no evidence other than what she said, and that's
Well, it's
rank
in-
hearsay.
It's in the police record.
It's not in the one I have. I'm looking at the booking sheet, but I don't think he got booked that day. And certainly if the prosecutor would have access to it. At a disadvantage because I don't have any input from the prosecutor. Either the one that authorized it or the one that took the plea or the one that was elected to the office. But anyway, I do not believe he intentionally ran over you in the parking lot. I believe he knew he wasn't supposed to be driving because he hasn't had a license for 30 years and he panicked and he took off. And then there was a bunch of rigmarole before they finally caught up with him. If he was drinking, there certainly isn't enough evidence to charge any drinking driving. So he did not intentionally hit you. This falls under the category of a moving violation causing death. It's the same kind of case. Fortunately, you didn't die. You're here and you have debilitating injuries. And there was a civil case, which there often is. And there was some sort of settlement. I don't need to know what it was. But there's criminal liability and civil liability. The civil case was settled. I don't know if American Axle was a party of it or it's just your insurance and his insurance. I don't know. But I've said this multiple times. I've been on the bench now for about 22 years. And every 2 years, when new judges are elected, a partner judge and I teach new judge school. And the topic we teach is district court sentencing. I think I've done it 6 times, 7 times, so either 12 or 14 years. So every 2 years, I have a new batch of newly elected district judges, and I spend a day and we teach sentencing. Now, some of it's easy. Driving suspended, drinking, driving, shoplifting. The hardest cases a district judge does are vehicular accident and homicide cases, bar none. Now, my partner is from Farmington Hills. He's never had one. I have about 6 a year. I have a terrible case right now where a young woman was driving down US 12 and she's been charged with killing 2 people. She has no criminal record whatsoever. She's never been in trouble. She allegedly had a traffic violation, either driving too fast or crossing the center line, and she killed 2 people. I had a situation with a young boy who was a student here in Centerville, and he hit a man and killed him. They were out doing solicitations for a newspaper for FFA, going to farm supply stores and other things. No alcohol, no speeding, no nothing. He just made a mistake and hit this man and killed him. His wife sat where you are. She was Romanian. She didn't have great English, pretty good. Her husband died. She lost everything. She lost her sole provider. She lost the person that paid all the bills. She lost the person that did everything around the house. Talk about turning her life upside down, as opposed to this high school senior who crossed the center line and killed her. I could tell you about 6 or 10 more stories like that. Anyway, they're very hard. What's the answer? What do you do in a case like that? I had a young girl who was talking on the telephone, blew a red light, hit a young woman that was crossing the street. There is no exact right answer. You want him to go to jail for the maximum amount of time. You want him to lose his job. You want him to be on probation and alcohol monitoring. And none of that is going to fix your injuries. He had an accident and then he panicked and left. The prosecutor, under 2 different theories, I suppose, could have charged this as a felony. They chose not to, and they know more about it than I do. So it's not a felony, it's a misdemeanor. And the way it's charged, it is a district court misdemeanor. There is another misdemeanor, accident, traffic violation with serious personal injury. So they never explored the extent of your injury, which was serious. Now he contends you ran back into the shop, and maybe you did. And then
I had help by an
all right, well,
coworker.
nonetheless, sometimes it takes a minute. Your body's full of adrenaline. You're in shock, but I don't dispute the fact that you're debilitated. I am sorry that you lost your job. It doesn't seem as straightforward as that. If your doctor said, were you cleared by your doctor to go back to work?
No, I had a work note stating that I was supposed to be off of work because I had surgery. I wasn't supposed to return to work until the 29th of this month.
Well,
That's
didn't,
still in litigation.
all right, this
Wait, the civil case is already settled? That doesn't make sense. Why would they settle the civil case before he accepts guilt for this case? So I feel like that's how you kind of prove a civil case. They accepted the fault. They pled guilty. So, okay. I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just saying it would have made sense to wait till after this.
the union fighting that with
Nope, the union's not helping me at all.
but there is a action against
There's an
American
action against American Axle now.
for wrongful discharge.
Correct.
Okay, so that's not completely a foreclosed issue.
No,
Okay.
this is an ongoing issue.
All right.
But I
So,
wouldn't have lost my job if I wouldn't have gotten hit by a car. And I was the sole income for my family.
I accept that. similar to the lady that lost her husband. So as far as I can tell, Mr. Smith hasn't been in trouble in about 25 years. I was prosecutor in 1997 and 1999. I became judge in 2003, and I haven't seen him once since I came to the bench. So he has a job at American Axle. He has a family. He has expenses. And he did a dumb thing with a serious consequence. The prosecutor makes the charge. The judge makes the sentence. This charge is a misdemeanor, punishable by up to 93 days in jail.
How many?
Let me make sure I got it right. Maybe this is a 1 year. I'll make sure I got my complaint right. Yeah, 1 year and or $1,000 personal injury accident. So even if they had charged serious injury, personal accident, well, if they charged serious injury, personal accident, it would be a felony. If they had charged driving suspended with a serious personal injury accident, it would be a felony. Wasn't charged that way. So it's a punishable by up to a year in jail. Now, one of the reasons for the leaving the scene crime is, I've seen this, people are in an accident, they leave the scene and they leave the person there on the side of the road.
He left me. He just decided to say a comment before he left.
All right, we'll hear about that in a minute. But he left you there in a public place where there are other people around. So he didn't leave you laying in a ditch bleeding. He knew there was going to be some response. And at that point, he didn't know the extent of your injuries. He knew that, his version is you ran into his car. His version is,
So when I
your
was
version
coming
is-
off the hood of his car, I walked into it.
yeah.
You never even knocked the dust
All right,
off my
all
car.
right, stop. All right, so you wanted to tell me something else.
Just go ahead.
Yeah, he is straightforward on. She walked into my car, and it's just weird. This whole thing's weird. She lost her job. Part of me doesn't believe her. Am I a bad guy? Part of me doesn't believe her, and I believe what he's saying. Part of me does. And then part of me feels bad for her because of all these things happen. But the way that she's conducting her in court, I feel like she's used to playing things up. You can call me a terrible person for having this in my head, but this is now the third time I've watched this, and I can't get it out of my head. I really can't. The fact how he's so calm. He's not sitting there, arguing back and forth with the judge. He's just, every time he gets a second to talk, he's like, she walked into me. She ran back into the store. And now he just said, you didn't even knock the dust off my car. Okay. I'm going to stop because that probably just upset a lot of people. I probably shouldn't have said that.
Well, you were going to say one more thing. All right. Nothing I say here is going to make you satisfied.
No,
Nothing
I
I
don't
say
expect you
here
to
is-
make me satisfied at all.
Say that again.
I don't expect you to make me satisfied at all. A year in jail is pretty much a slap on the hand. But for him to sit in here, and this is a game for him, is a joke. Yeah, really. No, ma'am.
Stop. You're not helping things at all.
See, Heather was just in a car accident. She was just in a pretty bad car accident, totaled her car. She's still going through rehab, through physical therapy. She's still messed up. That's what. So I'm not taking this lightly. But but I get your point. No, I do.
And neither are you. I can't make you happy and I can't make you remorseful.
I'm-
Other than what you said here, your version is that, I don't know, I wasn't there. Usually they'd have some video, but I don't believe there's any video of this. It would have been helpful maybe for all concerned if there'd been some video in the parking lot to show exactly what happened.
HR done their own investigation and he admitted to HR that I was on the hood of his car.
All right, I
Judge,
accept
there
that.
is a video, I should
there?
say. The accident is out of frame.
Yes, that's what I understood.
Yes, so that,
We didn't actually see what happened.
No.
Yes.
Oh, you weren't being a jerk at all. No. Don't apologize. Do not apologize. I understood your point. I generally call people out for making if statements like that, though. I don't like hypotheticals, but I understood where you were coming from. So yeah, not a jerk statement at all, and don't apologize. Please don't apologize. I should be the one apologizing. I need to stay neutral on these. I don't like making an opinion on either side, and I just let my mouth run. I need to stop doing that.
All right, there is no right answer to this. In fact, I'm going to use this as a fact scenario at our next judicial training in January.
Oh, you don't want that. You do not want me to say what I want. I'll give my opinions. I do give my opinions, but I'm not going to say what I want. No, nobody would be watching me if I said what went through my mind at all times. And I'd like to stay neutral when it comes to, court cases, because I don't like, the idea of victim shaming or talking down to a criminal. I don't like that. I don't like belittling people because they had a bad day. I really don't. Except for sovereign citizens. I'll do that all day. So that's why I said I try to stay neutral. I try to just kind of comment on what's going on. Like earlier, I said she needs to stop talking. She's not helping herself. Things like that. That's just court procedure. And that's where I like to keep my opinions.
I am going to do a 12-month probation. And he isn't going to use any alcohol or any controlled
So
substance.
he's not even going to jail for this?
Stop.
I'm just asking a question.
I'm doing the sentencing. Stop. He's not in charge of this. I am. And no matter what I say here, you're not going to be satisfied with it. So I might as
No,
well.
I'd like him to go to jail.
Yes, I certainly understand that. In fact, you're so angry that you undermine your effectiveness because nothing that would be done here would satisfy you. So you're so angry. You've been angry at everybody. You've been angry at the prosecutors. You've been angry at me. You've
I'm
been
not
angry
angry
at the
at the
victim
prosecutor.
advocate
He's
people.
not here.
Well, I'm not very happy about that either, but I saw some exchanges between you and the prosecutor. You're so angry that you're unreasonable and it undermines your effectiveness. I'll just leave it at that. No alcohol. Test as directed by a police officer or probation officer. No drugs, including marijuana. I don't know if you use marijuana, it's eligible for recreational use, but you can't use that. No driving. You don't have a driver's license. You'll have a very difficult time getting your driver's license, particularly after this. You might as well accept the fact that you'll probably never have a driver's license. Those two old drinking driving offenses, the driver license appeal division, the Secretary of State have an even longer memory than I do. And so you would have to prove to them that you're eligible to get a license back with a restriction. So you may have been able to do that, but you throw this leaving the scene into the mix and you're just out of chances. The fine is 0. There's no need for a court fine. I'm going to order 10 days jail to be served either on weekends or work release. I'm not going to make you lose your job.
Thank you.
$75 crime victims' rights fee, $50 state minimum fee, $150 attorney fee.
Judge has retained your way.
Okay, I think you told me that. Thank you, Luke. And a $480 probation oversight fee. Go get her.
Yeah, I don't know if you guys heard that. She got up and left the court, and while she was walking out, she said, "This is all bullshit." Yep, Middleton, go get her. We need Judge Middleton to have a signature bailiff, but he doesn't have one. Mr. Allen, go get her. We need something like that. All right, I know I got some new members. I'm gonna wait till this case is almost over. The break's coming up, and then we'll watch the part 2 of this, and then I'll get the new members milestone. Or yeah. Okay, let's go.
Please come up and have a seat.
Whatever you want.
All right, you want to curse at me a little more? Is there anything else you have to say? All right, you should just go now. You're good to go.
No, this is bullshit.
All right, come here. I find that you're in contempt of court and you're going to jail for 24 hours, effective right now. Yes, really. Officer, I'd please ask you to take her into the back. Don't look at Mr. Reed. You did this to yourself. You're going to jail for 24 hours for your continuing disrespect. I am sorry about everything that happened to you in the course of this accident, but I gave you a chance to just leave and then.
Can she report to us? She's a full private kid and one we can take her home.
She can go to jail right now.
I mean,
I went out of my way to try to not do this, and you don't have to like it, but you have to be respectful, and you went out of your way to be not respectful. She can go to jail right now. 24 hours, you're found to be in contempt.
Can you get
Take
back to use my
her out of here.
All right, you ain't gonna get me. I'm going with you.
You're not following her.
I didn't know which way to
she
go.
has a fused neck and he's grabbing her by the.
Yes.
The one civil liability they had.
All right, I'm sorry. I want you to report down to the probation department. I took it as far as I could take it. You've got 10 days to do. You can choose to do it all at once or do it on weekends or even work release, but I think weekends would be most effective. No driving. If you complete this within 6 months, you could be discharged early. Ross, you may want to go help him. We need to get her out there where she can be properly cared for. All right, that completes the record on this matter. I'll give you this referral down to probation.
So this happened in front of some kind of store, and she was walking across. I'm guessing it was, in my mind, the way I envisioned it, It's like in front of a Kroger, in front of a, some kind of grocery store. You have the road that goes right past the front of it. He was driving through it. She got hit by him and then ran back inside the store. That's what happened. She ended up on his hood and then ran back inside the store. Yeah, that's what happened. And yeah, that was the attorney. Whoever said that the attorney's not happy with this. So what's his name? I can't think of his name, but he is her attorney in the civil action, and he is there. That's what Mr. Reed. That's why Judge Middleton said, "Do not look at Mr. Reed. You're going to jail. He can't help you." But this is going to come up because part 2 is the contempt hearing.
Or the till probation to go out.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
That's that.
Neck related. That's all she said. It was neck related. She had to have surgery on her neck, is what she said. Yep. They have the contempt hearing right after this because Mr. Reed was sitting in court and asked for an emergency hearing.
No, it's not funny at all. I take
You
no
were laughing.
joy in
Was I
this.
laughing? Yeah.
All right, just everybody.
All right. So now the defendant's walking out. I guess he was kind of snickering, and Mr. Reed just snapped at him. It's not funny. Mr. Reed is not happy. He is not happy. Hold on. I'll rewind it like 30 seconds so you can see him walk out. But this is Mr. Reed. This isn't like a boyfriend or a husband or anything.
It's not funny, Luke.
No, it's not funny at all. I take
You
no
were laughing.
joy in
Was I
this.
laughing? Yeah.
All right, just everybody calm down and go on about your business. It's not funny at all.
Yeah, I get that. The last car accident I was in, I got hit. Actually, it was a hit and run. Person hit me in the back. I was sitting still at a red light, just bam. And didn't even, barely even a couple scratches on my car, but, they pulled around me and they started driving off there in front, the entire front of their car was messed up. And I barely had any scratches on my car. But, yeah, and it was just like, what the heck happened? I called the police, made a report, and it was, I think the next morning, no, it wasn't even the next one. I think it was like two days later, I woke up and I could barely move my neck. So, yeah, I mean, I get it. Injuries can happen, but, and Judge Middleton even said, it's like, it could have been the adrenaline through your body that caused you to run off. I'm not saying she's not injured. Never said that at all. I'm just saying there's weird things going on with what she's saying. Okay. Part 2, contempt. Before I get into this, we had Isn't That Special as a new member and for 7 months. So I'm kidding. When I saw that Isn't That Special, I knew there was some kind of glitch, which that happens sometimes. It'll say you're a new member, and then it'll pop up and give you the right amount of months. So Isn't That Special? Thank you so much for the 7 months. I appreciate it. And I am not going to be able to pronounce this because I want to say Par Nielsen, but something tells me it's not Par Nielsen. But thank you so much for becoming a new member. Welcome to the family. I appreciate it. Can I just call you Mr. Nielsen? Or are you going to be one of those people that say, only my dad was called Mr. Nielsen? You can call me, and then however, Par. I don't know. Anyway, thank you. I appreciate it. I hopefully you didn't take what I just said as poking fun at your name. I just don't know how to say it. Okay, contempt hearing. Mr. Reed. Yeah. Mr. Reed, he is lucky. She is lucky he was sitting right there. Let's just say that. Spoiler alert.
You go too. Okay, Jeremy has it.
All right, we return to the record. This is a special record. In regarding, yep. Thank you.
We need a red
Got it this
light.
time.
There it is.
Wow, there it goes. A special record regarding the contempt finding I just made regarding the complaining witness in the last case. Mr. Timothy Reed is here. He represents that contempt defendant in a civil matter, which we discussed in the matter of the sentencing of the last case. And that was in the sentence of Edwin Otto Smith. The defendant was quite animated. I warned her at the beginning of the proceedings for cursing in the courtroom because she didn't like what was being said.
I can't reach up to my face.
She had two other outbursts, both on the way out of the courtroom. I brought her back in.
This isn't just the same day. This is about 15 minutes later. Mr. Reed is that good. I'm just saying, he's that good. Not only was he standing there, he witnessed everything, called out the defendant as they were walking out, got her turned around. Judge Middleton had another case scheduled right now, and he got that case pushed back to have this emergency contempt hearing. I'm just saying, sometimes it's who you know. He's been in this court. Judge Middleton knows him, respects him, and he just did it. So good on her for hiring him, even though it was for the civil case, but he took care of this.
And she said, okay, I'm good. I said, you should please just go. Then she gave me one more, this is bullshit, on the way out the door. So I found her in contempt and gave her 24 hours in jail. We just had a session on contempt at the district judges conference in August, very good one. I believe I'm within my parameters to find contempt in this proceeding. But Mr. Reed has indicated he's going to file a request for an emergency stay of my contempt ruling and ask for the chief judge, who will be Judge Pattison, to rule on this. And so he wants transcripts and have an opportunity for another judge to review the videos. So I'm willing to allow that. I certainly am not oblivious to the fact that you have a serious injury as a result of this, and there's been a lot of consequence to you, but you're using your victim as a weapon. And one of the people you're wielding your weapon on was me. So you don't have to like my ruling, but you can share your opinion later outside my presence without, you can swear all you want when you get home. Can't do it to me. So anyway, I'm going to stay my contempt finding. Mr. Reed is going to
I'll file an official appearance, Your Honor, and request for hearing.
it's going to be, it needs a caption, so it will be contempt in the matter of Edwin Otto Smith.
And utilize that ST number as the case number?
Yes.
Okay, that will be fine.
All right. So you're free to go.
Yeah, he'll knock you out. I'll take you out. We'll talk. I'll explain exactly what's going on. Thank you, Your Honor. I'll have that filed in today.
All right.
I've got, do you have your keys, you said, Kim?
No, they have.
Okay, well, we'll get it out in the hallway, so I'll meet them out by the bailiff's thing. We'll go in the office and meet. Hold on 1 second, then he's gonna get the band off the back there. And then, so,
Yeah, Mr. Reed is not walking out of that courtroom without her.
I'm glad, because I wasn't exactly sure how to caption it, because that is one of those, but that makes it, so that, I think for record purposes, it makes it
We'll
easier.
be able to track it. And the record is all in the context of that.
So when I
case.
request a transcript, it'll be that case number that they just watch.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor. Yeah, I'll give you.
Man, Mr. Reed. He might as well be wearing a cape right now. Good job. Was it TJ Reed? Is that his name? TJ Reed? Is it TJ? I don't know. Anyways, he did. Mike, he did. He did look. He was not happy with that. But, you know, they're staying the contempt. They're actually going to do a formal contempt hearing. And I don't know how you're going to get out of that. She may not have to do her 24 hours in jail, but she might walk away with some community service. But how is she going to do community service with a messed up neck? Anyways, hopefully we get to see, you know, when the actual hearing happens. But man, was she lucky. She hired the right attorney for her civil case, and he happened to be there. But why was he there? I don't know why he would be there. Probably to stop her from talking, and she didn't. Anyways, get off my soapbox. I have a funny clip. I've got a funny one for you. This is out of Judge Simmons' court. A little bit of a palate cleanser. I know that one had a lot of, you know, that was emotional, right? There were a lot of people with different opinions, and I do want to say you guys are awesome. We made it through that without we didn't have to ban anybody. Especially after I made some dumb comments. No one was so angry at me that, you know, that they rage quit. You guys are awesome. I want you guys to know that. You guys are awesome. We can have discourse without holding it personally against each other. Okay. Next one. Judge Simmons, funny one, palate cleanser. Let's go.
Okay, I'm ready for Bobby Harris.
How you doing? Hey.
I didn't realize you were still here, Jedi. I thought, you know, it was time for you to go hang out with other people. You know, I'm not going to let that down. Not going to do it.
Hi, Mr. Harris. How are you doing this week?
No. I think I've never banned anybody. Well, no, that's not true. I've banned one person. I think there's two people. 2 people on my ban list. I think there's only 2. But yeah, we've timed out people before. Just people that aren't nice. That's how you get a ban, or not a ban, a timeout is you're not nice. Just be respectful. You can make your opinion. You can totally counteract everyone else's opinion as long as you're respectful. Then you can, you know, you have the right to say whatever you want. Just be respectful.
So good.
Not so good. What's going on?
I had some seizures and I've been in jail for no reason and all that other stuff. I'm just trying to get out now.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry to hear about your seizure, sir.
It's okay. It's not your fault. It's my fault.
Okay. This is Judge Simmons. She's out of Lansing, Michigan. I don't know what district Lansing is, but it's Lansing, Michigan, Judge Simmons. And yeah, there are some MH issues going on here. It's not bad though. He doesn't make us laugh because of that. It's the interaction between him and the judge that makes us laugh. So just not poking fun at anything that's going on with him. It's just they have a fun interaction back and forth.
Okay, well, you gotta take better care of yourself.
Yeah, I've been trying to get my medicine and everything too. I've been trying to get it, but every time I've been trying to go to my pharmacy, they said I need my insurance paper. Insurance card, I mean. Yeah,
Okay,
they said I need.
Hopefully you can get, maybe go to CMH and see if someone can help you out with that, okay?
Today?
Well, let's see about if you're gonna go do that today, but if not today, because it's about 3:58 anyways, it's kind of late. CMH is gonna shut down soon. But you gotta get there and get that taken care of so that you can be healthier, okay?
Yes, ma'am. Hey,
Okay,
ma'am,
so I have this, yes, sir.
I would just wanted to say something.
Sure.
If it's regarding the facts of the case today, I'm going to advise you not to.
I'm not gonna say anything, man.
Okay, this is the trespassing, people of the city of Lansing, 24-02621, appearance for the record.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. Assistant Public Defender Lauren Sutter appearing today on behalf of Mr. Harris for today's arraignment.
Okay, Mr. Harris, I have a citation that alleges that on or about September 4th at 8:13 in the morning, that you allegedly committed the act of trespass on the property of another at or near 1923 East Michigan Ave at or near Clemens, City of Lansing, Ingham County, State of Michigan. So that's a misdemeanor. You have the right to be represented by an attorney in this file. You have the right to a jury trial. You have the right to be presumed innocent until proven guilty. If you can't afford to hire an attorney, you can have a public defender represent you. You do have public defenders on your other matters. So I'm assuming he's requesting a public defender on this matter.
That's correct, Your Honor.
I'll enter a plea of not guilty on your behalf. You're scheduled for pretrial conference before me, Judge Kristen Simmons, September 16th at 8:30.
And can I ask something?
Yeah, you have a question, sir? Yes.
I just wanted to ask, will I be able to be released today?
We're getting to that, Mr. Harris. We're not there yet.
All right, sorry.
Every file. We're gonna make sure all the files that I have with you are set for the 16th.
No, not him. He just closed this last one.
Oh, I did.
Yeah.
Okay, it looks like I just closed the last one last week. Okay.
Yes.
Okay, and so, Mr. Harris, your concern is about your bond? Is that your concern?
Yeah.
Okay, we'll address your bond in just a moment. You're homeless, is that correct?
Yes.
Do you have a phone?
No.
Are you gonna remember your court date?
Yes, I will.
When is it?
17.
September 16th.
Oh, yeah, 16. Sorry, 16.
Did you get a notice to appear? It should have told you the date on that piece of paper.
I think so. It's right on the they table. Yes, right on the table.
Okay, they'll give it to you?
Yes. He's giving it to me now.
There you
Thank
go.
you.
Thank you.
Okay, when's your next court date, sir?
Say September 16th, 8:30.
Thank you. You're gonna appear in person, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. I'll grant bond in the amount of $250 personal recognizance. You need to report to all of your court dates. You're not to be at the area upon 1923 East Michigan Ave, okay?
So, okay, I won't go nowhere on the east side. I'm gonna stay on the north side.
Sounds good. Long as you don't go to any other places that you're not supposed to be at, okay?
That's true.
Exactly. So stay out of trouble, sir, and we'll see you on the 16th.
Ma'am, can I ask? What's referring with my bond? And will I be able to get out?
Yes, I just gave you a personal recognizance bond.
All right. And I wanted to tell you too. I just wanted to tell all of y'all, my birthday is coming up. I don't want to stay in jail for my birthday.
Oh, I see that. Maybe I should change your court date to the date of your birthday so we can all celebrate you.
For real?
No, it's a joke. No, you don't want to come in here on your birthday, okay?
We could have did that.
No, I could not.
All right.
All right. Thank you for letting us know your birthday's coming, okay?
Yep, it's September 20th.
Awesome.
But I get to get out today now then?
You're getting out today, sir.
At what time?
As soon as you're holding us up now. It's up to you at this point.
I'm asking if you could please get this up to date real quick too.
I've done all that I needed to do. I've done all I needed to do. And so my staff get the paperwork to the jail, and then you'll be able to get processed so you can be released. But you go get you some medicine or go speak with CMH tomorrow, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, you're all set.
Thank you. I
Thank
see
you, Miss-
you.
Thank you, Miss.
All right. That was the palate cleanser we needed after the Judge Middleton clip. He really wanted to come in on his birthday. He really did. It's like, you'll do that for me? You'll do no, I'm not going to. I would, you know what? Screw it. Let's all go to Lansing, Michigan on September 20th. He won't be there. No, that's not the day. He's going there on the 16th. All right. Oh, my headphones are telling me my battery's low. Have we been going for that long? All right, okay, we're almost finished. Terry, thank you so much for the super chat. I appreciate it. You rock on. No, you rock, Terry. You rock. Thank you so much. And I saw that you corrected your name. I know it's Karen. You want to speak to the manager. Swear, yell, whine, freaks out. Swear, yell, whine, freaks out. Rage quit. Yeah, you mean you sometimes just gotta rage quit. All right, let's finish this up because my headphones just told me they're dying. Okay, we got 2 short ones. Let's go.
Is 24RO06645. It was issued on the 14th of August, about 8:13 in the evening, Woodward north of Coolidge. Cited failed field that there was a crash. Mr. Binger, you have the right to admit or to deny responsibility or to admit responsibility with an explanation. How do you wish to proceed?
I wish to proceed responsible with an explanation.
What is that, please?
To me, this was the most innocent of innocent accidents. I was heading south on Woodward. I just left the hospital. I was going to make a turnaround just north of Coolidge. It was during the beginning parts of the Dream Cruise. And there was a black truck that was letting people through. And it was tough enough with the flow of traffic in the right 2 lanes. But I felt like he was, and traffic was at a stop as far as I know. And the guy was letting people through because I was about to pull in a CVS. And that's when it happened, the guy in the motorcycle, which I am very grateful for that he's okay. But I did not see the guy in the motorcycle take off from that light. And so, I mean, if I truly was in the wrong, I do take full responsibility for it.
Why are you putting the precatory language there?
Pardon me?
Why are you adding the precatory language? If you were wrong, then you will take full responsibility. Are you admitting you were mistaken or not?
I don't think I was mistaken. I did not.
Raise your right hand.
Okay.
Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you're going to give in this matter will be the truth?
Yes, I do.
Okay, the officer will testify first.
Okay.
Your Honor,
That's
listen,
the way it's going to be, sir. We don't
Your
need
Honor-
your consent as to whether or not you're going to testify first. The officer will testify first.
Okay.
Your Honor, listed date and time. The subject was in the southbound and northbound turnaround on Woodward, just north of Coolidge. It sounds like what happened was the first lane or the far left curb lane, a vehicle was stopped. And the next lane over, there was a motorcycle traveling northbound. The gentleman today pulled out to go across and didn't see the motorcycle that was heading northbound. There were no injuries that were reported to us. His vehicle was drivable and the motorcycle had to be towed from the scene.
Mr. Binger,
Yes.
it is your turn to testify.
Okay, yes, I was in the turnaround, and traffic, as far as I know, is at a stop. The black truck was letting people through. And so, as far as I know, I did have the right of way, so I did proceed to go.
Why would you think you had the right of way?
Because traffic at Coolidge was at a complete.
That doesn't give you the right of way. When you make a left turn, you have to wait until all traffic is clear.
Right.
You were in effect making a left turn. You went, the other vehicle had the right of way. You went when you couldn't see where you were going, and you could have killed somebody.
That's true.
You are responsible, clearly responsible. If the officer hadn't testified, I'd have to find you responsible just on what you've said. When you make a left turn, you have to wait for traffic to be clear. When you drive where you can't see, you're just asking for trouble.
Mm-hmm.
And the person that thought they were being kind and cooperative and courteous, letting people out, was setting up the motorcyclist to get killed.
Okay.
Fine on this is $180. Points are between you and the Secretary of State. Court has no input on the points. The fine can be paid online, it can be paid in the mail, or it can be paid with dropping the money off at the counter.
All right. Thank you, Your Honor.
Have a good day.
You as well.
Yeah, his jittery, chirpy attitude disappeared real quick when the judge started talking. Like, you could have killed. He could have. We can all see what he did. You know, he was turning left into 2 lanes. The very first lane he was turning into, the truck let him in, a black truck apparently. But then in the other lane, a motorcycle was going, and he probably just turned too far, or maybe he just turned right into that right lane. Can't do that either. Yeah, his attitude changed. Okay, last case. We got to go before my headphones die. Let's go.
Mr. Kowalski, can you hear the court now?
Yes.
This is 2400291, the people of the state of Michigan versus David Matthew Kowalski.
Good morning, Your Honor. Laura Tomash on behalf of the people.
Good morning, Your Honor. Laura Lake appearing on behalf of Mr. Kowalski. We consent to using Zoom.
Mr. Kowalski, can you please state your full name for the record?
Sure, David Matthew Kowalski.
And sir, are you still using a mailing address on Axtell Drive, apartment number 4 here in the city of Troy?
Yes.
And are you consenting to appear remotely using Zoom?
Yes.
Okay, so today is a date and time that has been scheduled for a probable cause conference. I do just want to make sure, well, we can get to this part, I guess. I was looking through the file and for some reason I don't have any phone number or email address for you. So I may want to grab that from Mr. Kowalski before we conclude. But Ms. Acher, what is it that your client would like to do today?
So I'm actually...
I don't have terrors, but I will tell you this. I do actually find myself practicing it throughout the day, because that very first time that you super chatted and I just completely butchered it. And I just couldn't do it. I don't know if it's my teeth. I don't know if it's how my tongue works, but the Cheshire, the SHs apparently get me. I didn't know I had a lisp. I think I have like a small lisp, and certain sounds just, it didn't come out smoothly. And it's the first time that I can remember that I knew a word and physically couldn't say it. So yeah, I do practice your name. I think about it a lot, more than I should. You live rent-free in my head, so congratulations.
Asking to withdraw from the matter. I was appointed yesterday. I met with Mr. Kowalski on video yesterday. There has been a breakdown of the attorney-client relationship. I think it's in his best interest to have another attorney.
Okay. So Mr. Kowalski, were you aware that your attorney was going to make a motion to withdraw today?
I was going to fire her because she doesn't know how to communicate. She doesn't understand the process, so she couldn't answer simple questions.
Okay, so it sounds like in fact there likely has been a breakdown in communication.
Right.
So let me just tell you a couple of things before I make a decision about her motion. Obviously, I want her to have the ability to do her job, and I want you to have the ability to feel like you can communicate with your attorney. This time frame that we have for this case at the district court, it's on a tight time frame. However, normally you're entitled to have certain things take place within a certain amount of time. And right now you have a preliminary, you have a probable cause conference set for today. We've set a preliminary examination for next week. And we do that because you're entitled to have that examination take place within 21 days of the date that you are arraigned. Do you understand that?
Yes.
So at this point, I'm not going to ask you about waiving your right to have the examination take place on that date because your attorney, it sounds like she hasn't really been able to explain that to the point where you would be able to answer any questions about a waiver, or you haven't understood what she was explaining to ask any questions about a waiver. So I'm going to just keep the exam date that's scheduled for next week in person at 1:30. I am going to allow your attorney to withdraw here, but the circuit court is responsible for appointing another attorney. You don't get to specifically weigh in on who that attorney will be. They'll be appointing someone. We'll ask them to do it as quickly as possible, but that person's going to be on a pretty tight time frame to actually be prepared for the exam next week. I just want you to understand that in case they end up needing more time so that they could be fully prepared to represent you. Do you understand that?
I do.
All right. This is done. I thought I remember this. He fired his attorney. Like, I remember in my head, he said more than just, she doesn't know how to communicate. I was going to fire her anyways. I thought this was more exciting. It's not. Sorry to end on a dud. Anyways, Sierra Maid, I don't know if you were here the other day, but I wish you a happy birthday. Heather let me know that it was your birthday, so I announced it. So I hope you were there that night when I said it. But Sierra Maid, again, happy birthday. Happy belated birthday now. Okay. We are going to raid Irish Demon. I have never been able to raid Irish Demon because he's generally not streaming when I finish. And as most of you know, he is a friend of mine. So we're going to go check out what he's talking about. It's probably going to be drama. It's probably going to be drama related. He does a lot of that. So if it's not your cup of tea, feel free to back out. Just jump in and say hi. Say hi, and I sent you, and then dip out. But let's go see what he's talking about. You guys have a great night. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. Thank you for the super chats, the gifted memberships, the membership milestones. You all are awesome. Even Cheshire Cat. He's awesome too. Nah, that's debatable. Okay. You guys have a great night. Go tell Demon I said hi and I sent you. Until next time, bye.
Okay. And then Ms. H.O., if you did you receive paper discovery?
Yes, I have it.
Okay, so we'll see what happens about getting someone else appointed. If we need that to be forwarded on to somebody, we'll let you know. And if not, they can just obtain it from the prosecutor's office when they get word that someone else has been appointed. But I'm allowing you to withdraw from the case now at this point. I think it would be appropriate.
Yes, Your Honor, thank you.
All right, thank you. Mr. Kowalski, so unless I hear differently, we're going to see you here in person next week with your new attorney, okay?
Great, thank you.
Have a nice day.